Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Van Horn in Corporate Communications for Zedf. Welcome to Zedf's North American E-Mobility Tech Talk. Thank you for joining late in the day. We're happy to have all of you. Today, you'll hear from John Hawkins, who is the head of our Electrified Powertrain division within Zedf, as well as experts in the field. We're looking forward to sharing Zedf's future in electrified vehicles and how you could play a role in it. So thank you again for joining. Just a few housekeeping items first. There's a Q&A box on your right. Please enter your questions at any point and they'll be shared anonymously. We'll get to as many as possible at the end. And then also I encourage you to connect with our speakers on LinkedIn and follow Zedf's social channels. So with that, we're going to kick it off with a short video and then John Hawkins. Thanks again for being here.
All right, hello everyone and welcome. As Ashley said, my name is John Hawkins. I'm the Vice President of North America Electrified Powertrain Technologies and really happy to be with you here today. Thanks for joining us. I've spent nearly my entire career working in the automotive industry for either OEMs, consulting firms, or suppliers. And I've been at Zedf holding various leadership roles for about 6 years now. We have a short presentation for you today to provide some background on Zedf, our e-mobility division, and career opportunities for people who are looking to join a growing team. Additionally, you'll hear directly from some of our engineers, and then we'll open it up to answer some of your questions. But first, a question for you. Are you looking for a career where you can have an impact on the future of mobility? As you can see, it's an exciting time to be in the automotive industry. It's also exciting time to be at Zedf. We have a diverse technology portfolio that is shaping the future of mobility and also working to achieve zero accidents and zero emissions. The key to this is our people, and we're continuing to build our team by creating a dynamic work environment where people can grow. Can you go to the next slide, Don? Thank you. So Zedf is the third largest global supplier, and we're actually number 2 in North America. We have locations across the globe, which strengthens our ability to design and develop technologies that meet the world's needs. Also, we have a 100-year-old heritage and a solid foundation. The company is innovating faster than ever. And within the Electrified Powertrain division, we like to say we are operating as a 100-year-old startup. We have 241 locations, 48 of which are located in North America, and about 150,000 employees, and roughly 35,000 in North America. I'd like to point out 3 benefits of working at a global company like Zedf. First is the impact. Our products contribute to a more efficient, greener, and safer mobility of tomorrow, while helping our community be a better place to live, work, and play. Number 2 is diversity. Our global footprint fosters diversity of thought, people, experiences, and products, resulting in new ideas, innovation, and collaboration. The third is opportunity. There's growth potential through cross-functional and cross-cultural projects, resulting in a dynamic career path. Next slide, please. Zedf is an innovation leader, working with all automakers globally, from BMW to GM to VinFast. We're collaborating to create the next generation mobility. We operate in 4 technology fields: automated driving, integrated safety, vehicle motion control, and electromobility. Today, our focus is going to be on the opportunities within our electromobility field, which is growing rapidly. Next slide, please, Don. We supply the entire drivetrain, and you can go ahead and board so we can see the whole thing here. Thank you very much. So we supply the entire drivetrain, including electric motors, transmissions, and silicon carbide-based power electronics. We electrify mobility from Class 8 trucks and buses to passenger cars, and race cars to scooters and bikes. Our ICE relevant technologies, the clutches, driveline modules, and transmissions, and drive axles you see at the bottom of the screen, provide a solid foundation for today's electrified powertrain technologies, hybrids, and on the far right, EVDs and e-beam axles. It's these projects on the far right that focus and align with our OEM's 2035 electric vehicle ambitions. Next slide, please. So Zedf has been involved in e-mobility for over a decade. Our first e-motor went into production in 2009. We've produced over 2 million of these e-motors. In 2018, we launched our first EVD system with Daimler, and we'll be launching our next generation system later this year. Next slide, please. So in North America, we have a hub of innovation and production. We have engineering, development, and production capabilities within the region. We restructured our over 200 engineers in North America last May to better align with our electrified future. And we're adding to our team to achieve the future targets outlined in the previous slide. Here at Zedf, we're accelerating e-mobility development, and engineers located in North America will collaborate with those across the globe to address our customers' needs. To give you more insight into our engineering team, I'm going to hand off to Robert Eastman.
Thanks, John. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. As John said, my name is Robert Eastman III. I'm the e-mobility head of systems engineering in the North America region. I'll start with a little background about myself. I was born and raised in Metro Detroit. All 4 of my grandparents spent their entire careers working for the Big 3 in various roles, so I feel I was destined from an early age to also follow in their paths. Growing up, I always knew I wanted to be an engineer, so after graduating high school, I attended the University of Michigan, where I earned my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. From there, I held roles in quality at Johnson Controls, design engineering at Nissan. I worked in R&D for General Electric's aviation division, and even held a role in management consulting at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. I returned to Ann Arbor for graduate school to study business and engineering. Upon finishing my graduate studies, I accepted a role at Ford Motor Company as a powertrain manufacturing engineer. In that role, I spent a significant amount of time working in Chihuahua, Mexico, launching their new engine plant. I then made my transition into the Electrified Powertrain Engineering Group at Ford and worked for several years as a systems engineer developing several hybrid and fully electric vehicles. For the last 3 years, I had the honor of leading the Ford Electrified Powertrain Engineering team for the first fully electric F-150 Lightning. It was in this most recent role where I gained an invaluable amount of experience and really bought into the electrification revolution. In my free time, I enjoy golfing, playing hockey, and fishing. I also love to travel and have been to 46 of the 50 states so far. I began my new position as the e-mobility head of systems engineering at Zedf this past January. I was fortunate to have had offers at almost all the major OEMs and automotive suppliers for similar roles, but Zedf just seemed like the best fit for me. So, you may ask, why Zedf? I've always been aware of Zedf as they were already one of the world's largest Tier 1 automotive suppliers, even prior to the acquisition of TRW. Zedf has a major footprint in Metro Detroit and all throughout the world. Throughout my interview process and from my own individual research, I learned how aggressively Zedf has fully committed and gone all in on e-mobility. They have committed significant funds not only in the form of R&D, but also in building a large team of top-notch talent. Zedf already has a large presence in Europe in e-mobility, but in order to become a market leader in the Americas, they have significantly ramped up their efforts on this side of the Atlantic. The overall E-division in North America is growing very rapidly. On my team alone, we have had 4 new engineers start in the last 6 months, and we're in the process of filling an additional 5 roles. It has been extremely exciting being able to build a team from the ground up. I've been able to play a significant role in the recruitment process and hand select a team of diverse individuals with unique backgrounds and experiences. GM, Ford, and Stellantis, amongst other OEMs, have made a pledge to electrify most, if not their entire lineup of vehicles, and so there is a strong demand for Zedf products and solutions in the future. Currently, most of the American OEMs are primarily integrators of the EV components required for hybrids and BEVs. Each of them has their own strategy of the make versus buy paradigm. Although they have made efforts to bring some of the development of components in-house, they need to keep their plans flexible and agile moving forward, so we are starting to see this make versus buy paradigm shift vary even within OEMs from program to program. This is where our Zedf e-mobility team comes in. We as a company have a breadth of knowledge on conventional transmissions and hybrid motors, which translates much better to fully electric vehicle systems than current ICE powertrain systems. Zedf's e-mobility group has developed a very flexible approach for our customers. We can provide electric powertrain components or even subcomponents. We can provide build-to-print products and even full-service solutions. So no matter the scope of the project, Zedf is well positioned with its flexible business model and the talented team we are building here in the Americas. Thanks everyone for your time, and maybe someday we will have the pleasure of working alongside one another. And with that, I'd like to hand it over to Matthias Richter, our head of EE and electrical motor development.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matthias Richter. I'm from Germany originally, and I want to introduce you my story and my way in Zedf in e-mobility. I'm 49 years old and already a long career in electromobility. Already in 1999, I started with Zedf as a student with my diploma thesis in e-motor testing. And then my professional career also went through different stations in Zedf. The first one, I was developing power units inverters. At that time, 42 volt board-net systems were very public to develop, and therefore my basis and backgrounds came from that. I could use them in the next step of my career for developing complete systems and lead technically the first European hybrid project with Daimler in 2006 for S400 mild hybrid, and this was a big step for Zedf. On one side, it was the first serious project, and on the other side, also in my career, because then I was the direct interface to the customers. This leads me to the next project where we expand our system approach from only electric motor side up to hybrid solutions, hybrid transmissions. So I was involved in that too, to integrate an electric motor in transmission, in a classical transmission, and exchange the torque converter with an electric motor. Now we are already running the 4th generation. We are short before SOP. And therefore, I see all that coming and growing everywhere in the world. And I started, like I explained, my career in Germany, but it also went to China, where I developed the organization for e-mobility for CF in case of products like electric drives. And this part of the career also helps me now to support the development and growth of our organization here in North America. That's why I'm transferred now since last year to Northville, where I'm now working for CF in the area of e-motor and power unit development. And you see always you have a benefit from what you have done in the past, and you can grow here in the areas you have maybe no experience, but a great opportunity to do things within Zedf and grow in your own possibilities. You can grab them by chance. Sorry. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon if you are interested in positions here for our e-mobility parts.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rashna Chaya. I am a university relations specialist within our global talent acquisition team here at Zedf. I have worked here for a little over 2 years now, and I wanted to take a couple minutes to share a little bit about the company with you and also what we call the Zedf way, just to give you some insight on what we are all about. As we move toward our goal to achieve next generation mobility, we've established principles that we hope will help us be successful in doing this and also remind us how to align in our day-to-day activities. These principles include passion, anticipation, diversity, empowerment, and accountability. Finding the right job opportunity is certainly important, but what holds equal value is finding a company that has a well-rounded culture that will support your long-term career. And at Zedf, that's definitely something we strive to provide within our environment to the employees that work here. For me personally, a couple things that I've come to appreciate about the company are the potential for career development and also the ability to work globally. So in terms of career development, just to elaborate a little bit, there's a lot of transparent conversation and understanding among all teams and groups to really check in with employees and make sure that their current role and projects that they might be working on do in fact align with that person's long-term career goals. And there's also a lot of overall encouragement for internal movement and development as well, which is also really great to see. And speaking about being global, it's definitely truly a global company. Oftentimes, you'll find yourself working toward a project or a task with someone who might be halfway across the world or maybe has a different native language than you do. And that experience is very unique and very eye-opening. I think it provides a whole other aspect to both personal and professional development for anyone. So that's another part that I would say I consider very valuable, and just wanted to share with you all to give you a bit of a inside look on what my personal experience has been like. But I know I hear some of these similar points from our other employees as well. In the next slide, I wanted to share with you some specific job opportunities we have, which you can pursue to get started and join us at Zedf. We have a number of open positions at the moment, and these are specifically within Division E, which we talked about here today. This slide you see contains a high-level list of the different job titles we have available, but you can find the full job descriptions as well as actually directly apply for these positions on our career website. And you'll see on the slide, again, you just go to jobs.zedf.com, and there's a search function where you'll be able to search these these titles if you're interested in any particular ones, and directly apply through there so that your application and resume reaches one of our recruiters. So definitely make sure to take a look and apply if you're interested. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Ashley for our Q&A.
Hey everyone, thank you again to all of our speakers. A couple of questions have come in. The first one is, this is a question for one of our engineers. How do you see future of Axio flux motors against radial flux motors and hybrid and pure EV?
Shall I go for that? Yeah. Axial flux motor compared to radial flux motor, for sure there are areas where both of them are the best solution, and the radial flux motor is for sure in areas of high power density and high demands, very feasible, but in the area of efficiency and sustainability, the axial flux motor maybe is the better solution. So therefore, both will be also in the future will exist in the area of e-mobility. And the other one was between hybrid and what was the second one?
And pure EV.
Yeah. Also for that, we will see both on the market. Hybrid is the better solution to be flexible in areas where you have long distance drives. For sure, batteries becoming better and better. But on the other hand, to travel with a big battery pack up to more than 500 kilograms makes no sense when you need to move the car only in the downtown areas. But if you have to travel for longer distances, then maybe the hybrid solution is better, because then you only travel a small battery for inner city driving, and for the long distance you still use the hybrid, the combustion engine solution. So from this perspective, you will see both of them in the future.
Thank you, Matthias. Our next question is probably for John. The roles that we're speaking about today, are they more about collaborating with customers on application engineering, or is it product and technology development roles?
I mean, I would say a little bit of both. I think in the North America region, though, we are really focused on that interaction with the customers. So more on the application side, but inevitably we'll be doing project work as well. And working, as we stated in the presentation, working closely with the global team.
Very good, thank you. This next one's for Rashna. Does Zedf offer tuition reimbursement and visa sponsorship?
Yep, so with tuition reimbursement, we do have a program that employees can apply for, and it is partial reimbursement for books, tuition, whatever course-related materials you may want to apply it towards. I believe the condition is just that you would have to maintain a C or the grade equivalent to that at whatever university you're attending, or better than that. And then as far as visa sponsorship, we do offer that or consider that when we're receiving applicants and have these open positions, but we do look at it also on a case-by-case basis. So if there is a position where we are able to support it, we will go ahead and do that. However, we can't guarantee it necessarily for every single position we have open at the time.
Okay, great. And to build on that, we have another question. Are we accepting applications from Germany in the form of internal transfer and assist in the visa process for relocation?
Again, it would kind of be on a case by case depending on what the position is and what the department can support. I definitely wouldn't say a complete no though. So depending on which position this person might be interested in, if they do choose to apply and we're able to speak with them a bit further, we might be able to give them more insight just based on what role it is.
Thank you. Probably for John, but why are there so many open positions? What's the big e-mobility push and people left, or what is the reason for this?
One word: growth. We have more project work than we have people to do it. So we're in a very fortunate position where our company is investing heavily in this space, and we have a lot of positions available. So yeah, we are really seeking people who have experience in this field and who are eager to come work for us.
And another question about remote work. Are these positions open for hybrid work, remote work? What is the current ZF requirement post-COVID? Or
yeah, I mean, we will consider anything, to be honest. Right now we have a hybrid work model for our staff, which is 2 days a week, excuse me. So that has started in April 1st, excuse me. We'll start and we'll get back into the office. But yeah, we will, depending on the role and the candidate, we will consider really any option.
All right. Somebody has said that what's coming up new at Gray Court? I know that's the home of the 8-speed transmission and 9-speed transmission. What's the future hold for that facility?
Great question. Yeah, so we did get awarded an additional contract for our transmission business. So internally we refer to it as Gen 4, including both ICE-based transmissions and hybrid transmissions. So that's really what we're focused on right now. But we do, again, kind of similar to what I was mentioning about growth and not having enough resources for that growth, R&D resources. It's the same for our assembly plants or our plants in general. We just don't have enough floor space for the business that our future business. So we are internally looking at all options for all plants. So we fully intend to localize these e-mobility products within our existing floor space. But to be completely honest, we don't have enough. So we are going to have to either seek new buildings, build our own facilities, but really there's no option off the table at this point. I got to be honest too, the forecast at this point is merely that, a forecast, right? I mean, I think several companies and consulting firms are developing their own EV forecast, and of course we have ours. And truthfully, no one really knows. I mean, what we do know for sure is EV's coming. What we don't know is just how quickly it's coming and how fast the current products we sell will decrease. And so there's obviously kind of a sweet spot there, but at this point in time, we're trying to keep our options open and be flexible with our plans.
Very good. Thanks, John. Next question. Is there a specific experience level that you're looking for these e-mobility careers?
Does someone else? I feel like I'm hogging all these questions here. Rudy or Robert, do you guys want
to? So I'm here. So just also to introduce myself. So I'm Rudy Baumann. Rudy Baumann, the head of R&D here in North America, and the experience level. Of course, we have to do the interviews when you have experience level. That's of course always welcome. We want to have these interviews with you, and yeah, then we see. So we are looking really for everybody, and just apply, do the interview, and we find out.
Very good. Thank you, Rudy. Last question, unless, oh, Robert, did you have something to say? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to add to that. So a lot of our postings, we're looking for experienced professionals, but I am aware in Northville, at least, one of my counterparts has interns as well as co-ops. And I imagine in the future we will have more entry-level positions available for the company.
That's great. Thank you. And do you consider interns as a valuable asset? And I know you mentioned they may be coming, but what's the forecast for interns in the e-mobility group?
Yeah, I'll just say we definitely want to put a concerted effort on interns. I'm not sure what the number is this year, but we are certainly value interns very much. I mean, we want to open the pipeline not only to experienced hires, but as Robert said, new entries as well, like recent college grads, recent master's graduates. You know, we are planning not only for this year and next, but really, you know, 3, 5, 10 years down the road. So with that comes, you know, as Rashna mentioned, she's our university relations, really investing more in universities and new hires.
Okay, final question, unless anyone has any more to submit, is can we do a quick roundtable and talk about everyone's thing that they like most about Zedf? What keeps you working for Zedf? What brought you here? I'll start real quick. I've been with the company 10 years, and in corporate communications, it's just a really exciting company to be a part of. We do everything from wind turbines. We're involved in marine to mining to passenger car and commercial vehicle, and we are the leader of it all. And it's really exciting to be a part of a big growing company, and we work with a lot of great people. And I'll go to let John go next.
Yeah, since my camera's on, I'm going to say 2 things, and the first is similar to what Ashley said, but Zedf really puts their money where their mouth is. They invest a great deal in R&D, and if you compare, you know, the percent of our investment to sales with our competitors, we are among the top. So they really value innovation, and our customers recognize that. You know, even for these e-mobility pieces of business, it's very easy for us to get our foot in the door because we just have this brand recognition amongst our customers, which is fantastic. And secondly, I'll just say Division E is really exciting right now because of the growth, as I mentioned. I mean, we're essentially building out our team. And that's why, as you know, Ashley or someone, the question, you know, regarding our open positions, it's such a great time to come here and be a part of this growth and have such a strong impact on what we're doing.
Go ahead, Rudy.
Maybe then I make the next one here. Yeah,
yep.
Rudy Baumann. I'm with Zedf now 30 years, really an old guy. I like Zedf because it gives you a lot of opportunities. So similar like Matthias, I was in China for 10 years. I worked, of course, in Germany and now here in US. So you have a lot of opportunity. But what I also like, and here I have to rephrase the comment from John, Zedf is a technology-driven company. So you are not only handling or managing suppliers, you are doing really the development work by yourself. And that is, I like most as an engineer, so that you are really close to the technology, doing the things by yourself. And that kept me here in the Zedf.
Thank you, Rudy. Go ahead, Matthias.
Yeah, maybe I need to repeat myself. I like to work on different areas in R&D. In e-mobility, there are so many opportunities for that. And as you saw from my career perspective, it's always new things coming, and always working with people is very interesting to go on, and also in different regions all over the globe. And that's why the time was flying by. The 22 years is like starting as a newbie for me.
Very good. Thank you. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, so having worked for both OEMs and suppliers in the past, I would say one of the greatest things, and I'm one of the newer employees at Zedf, I started in January, but from day one, everyone was very friendly. When I had questions, they were answered quickly. Everyone was very supportive. And then another thing I've already noticed within 2-3 months is the accountability that we hold each other to here. When someone says they're going to get something done, it gets done. And also, being a new organization, e-mobility for Zedf, you get to wear many hats. So it's for personal growth, it's also great because you get to expand on what you've already worked on and maybe do something that may be a little uncomfortable at first, but in long term, that's going to help your individual growth. So.
And Robert, we just had a question come in. I think we heard from Rasha and her favorite things about Zedf. So let me just ask this real quick and then we can call it a wrap it up. But how big is the e-mobility team in Northville?
So maybe I can answer
on that.
Okay. Go ahead,
So
Rudy.
maybe I can answer this. So the team is currently 180 people in North America. So we are at several locations. So Great Court, Northville. We have also in Mexico a development location. And the plan is to ramp up by end of the year to 250 people.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, and I don't see any other questions, so I want to thank all the speakers for their time. I want to thank everybody who joined. And again, I would encourage everybody to connect with our engineers and leaders on LinkedIn. And have a good evening. Thanks, everyone.